Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sandi Padilla podcast.
I'd rather have one moment of this.
Welcome to the show.
I'd rather have one touch of what I need so much and find my
Sponsored by Pure Worship Ministries. This is the Sandi Padilla podcast. You can find out more by visiting pureworshipministries.org, or you can go to sandipadilla.com. So there it is.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing tonight? I hope you're having a chance to relax and unwind from your week. We are live.
Have
It's
you checked? Are
Friday
we live?
Night Live. We
Do you
are
have-
live.
Do you have it there?
We have contact.
Contact. Who are we making contact with? The aliens?
Not sure.
The aliens. We are making contact with the aliens from the planet Neptune. The planet Pluto, which is no longer a planet.
Yeah, people are going to have to comment and say hi and stuff for us to know who's out there. Right on.
Yeah, we're still so new at this. This is still only this is episode 3. And, I'm trying to go to my
Hey,
Facebook
3 is a good number, you know.
and see. I guess I have to search you up because I don't see it anywhere. So I got to make sure this stuff is actually
We're live.
working.
See?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
See?
I see me looking on my
We're
phone
live.
and you looking on your computer, and there's something that's flashing. It's cop light flashing on the piano bench.
No, it's one of my Shabbat candles. So Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Look, I can zoom in.
Friday night.
No, I can't see.
There's a couple people on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to get my crossfades set. And, I hear it. You got to turn your volume down.
Yeah, I'm turning it down now.
Otherwise, do we get
Okay.
That's the major radio faux pas. You blowing it.
Oh no, what have I done?
You played the audio
What have I
feed.
done?
You played the audio feed.
Can I like my own podcast? Oh, I just did.
What?
I'm
You
hitting the
liked your
like.
own
I'm giving thumbs up to the podcast. Is anybody out there?
Oh, well, it's Friday
Say
night.
hello.
So it's Friday night, so people are probably like doing normal things,
Doing
like
stuff and things.
watching Netflix and that kind of thing, because that's what people do on Friday nights. What do we do on Friday nights? No, we just come down to the basement and we do a podcast while our cat walks. See, there's our cat. Oh, where's it?
Oh, hi, kitty.
Where is she? I'm trying to zoom in on her, but she won't come into the camera shot. So that's what we do. Fun stuff, right? So, what else?
Let's see. I'm posting on. Hopefully that goes to my other timeline. There's such a learning curve.
There is, and we just want to thank you so much for watching and
Hi, Katerina.
being part of what we're trying to do here at Pure Worship Ministries and at Sandi Padilla. So the thing that has been the biggest thing in our life as of the last 24 hours is trying to get a website done. And,
Yeah, it's challenging. It's not easy, you
No.
know. Like I used to have a website on a whole different server, whole different system. So it's learning new platforms.
And then I erased it all.
Oh,
So
I
it's all
know.
my fault. So sorry.
How could you do that to me?
Because we needed a better website. It was getting too cluttery, and
That's true.
it looked a lot like this studio, very cluttery, and there's gear everywhere, and there's a keyboard over here. I go, do you remember our website? It was that one day long ago when it's
Hilarious.
Do you remember that? It was that website. It was so long ago. When the internet was first invented,
Remember
we
when
just
we
had to
lived
put
in-
up a GIF
Remember when we lived in
and
Seattle
do dancing hamsters.
years ago, and you made me a website? We made me my first website.
First website was we lived in Seattle in 1996 when the internet was sparkingly brand new. It still had a nice smell to it. Had that new internet smell. Do you remember that new internet smell? How great that smelt? That was a good smell. Oh, look, there's the kitty. Oh.
She's crying, so she wants to say hi. Hi, you want to say hi? You want to say hi, baby?
No, she's not going to. Yeah, this is our podcast, people. It's pretty much random. We
this
pick up our
is-
cat.
This is Sophie.
We talk about the internet.
This is Sophie.
Sophie, the studio cat.
Yeah, she's my piano kitty.
She is. We have many cats. We have Oreo, was on a cat of ours who unfortunately passed away in 2012.
Oh, my sweet baby.
And it was amazing because, like, all right, now I'm going to get all sad. But but I loved Oreo. She was such a cool studio kitty, and she would, walk on the keyboard and stuff. And oh,
I told you she wants her own show. So you guys have to put your vote in if Sophie should have her own kitty cat show. Anyway, we were talking about Seattle.
hilarious.
We used to live up in
no, it's
Seattle.
Oreo. No, let's talk about Oreo
We're
now.
talking about Oreo.
Now going back to 2012 now.
Okay.
And
My
and-
black and white tuxedo kitty.
Yes, Oreo was awesome. And the story behind Oreo is, so, being musicians, we were pretty poor most of our lives. And that's changed. And but, we struggled, and we really, really wanted a house. We always, but we rented apartments, and we rented a house, and houses and duplexes, and you name it. I mean, I'm pretty sure we counted that in the first 10 years of our marriage, we moved 10 times.
Well, maybe 11.
And that's pretty crazy.
Oh, I have to say hi to some people that just jumped on. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Wow, just all the way in Africa. It's
Whoa.
good to see you. And Katerina, hi, thanks for joining us tonight. This is fun. We are going to play some music, so we're going to get to that in a little bit, but we just want to catch you guys up on what's kind of a slice of life in
Right.
what's going on with us. We moved to Colorado Springs about 8 months ago.
We did?
Yes.
Are we actually in Colorado?
Well, we're actually in a basement right now, but
A basement, a basement, a nondescript building in Colorado.
it's a secret rebel base, actually.
Yes, the secret rebel base.
See,
So
everything
where the
is Star
location of
Wars
the secret
with
rebel
Steve.
base?
So he's in fact looking at Disneyland right now going, oh, when can I go to Star Wars land?
Just want to let you know, you can call in.
What?
Yes.
What?
I think we can do this.
Are you serious?
It might be tricky. No, you know what? No, we
Maybe
can't do
not
it
tonight.
yet.
Okay.
I have to get a legit audio interface on here so we can hear. But we're going to have that feature very soon. So if you're listening to a podcast, you can call in and talk to us.
Wow. That's going to be cool.
I'm just missing an audio interface to make that work. But I have the computer here. We have a Skype number.
We have the technology.
We have a number you can call us, and we can actually talk to you. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
It's 916-282-9797. But if it's not working tonight, you can call it.
Don't call that yet.
You can call it, but we won't be able to hear you too. You could call us. We could. Well, no, we wouldn't. Awesome. We'd be able to hear you, but you couldn't hear us on the phone.
Right.
And there'd be a major delay if you're listening to the Facebook thing.
That'll be fun when we can do that. We can interview people. So
we have to have a delay when we do Facebook in case I say a cuss word.
Oh.
And then I have to.
Do you have a little bleep out button?
Yeah, I got a bleep out button for every time.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's that.
Oh, there it is. There it is. So the bleep out button.
You guys, we're in a
every
weird
time I
mood.
say the word, so it cuts me out like that. So I got.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what, honey? Maybe All
There
right.
it is. That's my cutout button.
Time out. Okay.
Wait,
so
I was talking about Oreo. I didn't get to talk about Oreo.
I want to get this show on the road. What do you guys think?
Well, no, Oreo was such a cool kitty, but she died at a young age. And the story behind that was, we were so poor in our marriage. We were first starting out being a couple and all that stuff that people do when they get married, that we, we moved, like you said, 10 or maybe 11 times our first 10 years. I think it's 10, but, and then we finally, like in 2001, 11 years into our marriage, we're able to buy our first house. And we bought our first house, and that's when I said, you guys don't have to have mice or rats or hamsters or snakes or lizards for pets. You can finally have a dog and a cat. All right? We'll give a legitimate pet. And so
of course we went to the SPCA.
Yeah, we got a rescue kitty and
Yep.
and her name was Smokey. And they it comes with all the shots, and they fix the kitty, and for you younger people, that's fix the kitty, and so they fixed the kitty and all that stuff, and so we had Smokey. She's a cool gray kitty, very affectionate, really cool, and but then one day she started acting all just crazy, just wild, just screaming and mowing and rolling all over the house. And we're like, man, she wants to, and she's scratching at the door. And we're like, we got to let her out. So we let her out. Cool. She came back. She's all happy. And because usually we don't let our cats out. We're inside cat people. And then she got pregnant. She wasn't fixed. It was a lie.
Yeah, the SPCA had
They
told
made a
us that
mistake.
she had been fixed, and then she got pregnant, and she had a full litter of kittens.
Yep.
It was so cute because one of the kittens came
She had
out
3 gray kittens that were like her, but gray with stripes.
little stripes,
Gray
so
with
cute.
black stripes.
Yeah.
And then she had 2 other kittens that were different color. They had one that was kind of Siamese looking, and then the other one was a tuxedo kitten looking, black with the white chest and white beard, and so we kept those 2, and we found homes for the other 3.
The white kitten was a runt, actually. She needed some help getting started with life.
That's right. Yeah,
And
she was like, she wouldn't eat, and she was struggling, and we were thinking she might not make it, and then
and that's the one our daughter really wanted to keep.
Yeah, and we named her Snowball because she actually, when she was born, she was almost all white. She's had little gray paws, and we fed her spaghetti. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's funny.
We put her at the table. She was this tiny little ball of fuzz, and we fed her spaghetti. She actually ate the spaghetti, and that actually made her better, and she recovered and became
That just tells you a lot about our family right there. We feed kittens spaghetti.
Yes, but she's alive today.
Yeah, and she outlived Oreo.
She outlived
black and white
everything. I
kitty,
mean, she
yeah.
was born. So let's try to think of the year. 2002. It was 2002 because we got the cat in 2001, and then in 2002 the kittens were born. And so that cat's still alive.
I know.
I mean, I've got to get the calculator. How old is that cat?
I don't know. In cat years, who knows?
Oh my gosh. Somebody that does math, tell me.
I don't know. But
So born in 2002.
okay, so people aren't really wanting to hear about our cats because they're leaving. So
What do you mean our cats are interesting? That's a 17-year-old cat. That's pretty awesome. But anyway, but Oreo died in 2012. And then this little kitten shows up in our garage. My mom's garage, our
feral.
next door neighbor garage. And a feral, like 6-month-old kitten, wild, gonna scratch your eyes out. And that's almost what she did. She tore up Paul, our son's arm, and scratches everywhere. But I tamed her. I put her in a room. You can tame wild cats by putting them in a small confined room with only a dish of food and water and a litter box. And I stayed with her for 2 weeks, and now that's our studio cat. And so she's
Yeah.
awesome. And that's Sophie, named her Sophie because actually Anna's, our daughter's idea, because she's gray, she's gray, and Sophie was a character in Howl's Moving Castle.
Is that why she named her that?
Yeah, because Sophie was a young
Okay.
girl who was cursed and was turned into an old woman with gray hair.
Oh.
And that's Sophie.
Interesting.
So there it is.
For those of you just joining us, welcome. Shabbat Shalom. It is Friday night.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. He always gives me a bad time about that. But, I thought maybe we'd just walk people through, since this is our third podcast. Who are we and what do we do? Who is Pure Worship Ministries? What is Pure Worship Ministries?
I thought we already talked about that.
No.
We talked about who we are. I'm Steve.
No,
this is Sandy.
it's always, we have
This is
new
both of
people
us.
joining us all the time. So I thought I'd just, fill you in a little bit on what it is we're doing. We obviously, you can see we're down here in our studio, and this is where we record and produce music, and we are working on a project right now of about 12 songs, and it's getting really exciting. We're getting live instrumentalists to play on the tracks, and we're going to have singers come and do some background vocals, and it's just it's getting really exciting because the songs are really taking shape. But we also have pureworshipradio.com, where we stream worship music 24 hours a day. So if you are at work or if you're in your car, you can just be streaming worship wherever you are. So, did that just rhyme?
Yes, it did.
I have this uncanny ability of saying things and then it happens to rhyme. I just did it again. So, anyway, thanks for joining us. So, I just wanted to describe to you what our mission statement is. So, Pure Worship Ministries, our mission is to bring hope and healing through worship and the word, reaching people through Pure Worship Radio and the healing music of the Bible. And that's the project we're working on. And I'm writing a book that goes along with that. And our vision for this, and the whole reason why we're sitting here on a Friday night talking to you, is we want to inspire and encourage people all around the world and bring them into contact with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that, our goal is through purpose-driven music and media to attract people, to draw them in, to just establish that relationship and get them connected and get them also involved in the local church. So we also love mentoring. I love teaching, and there will be classes and workshops. I do vocal clinics. Steve does keyboard workshops for modern keyboard players. And these are our gifts and the things that we have just surrendered to God, saying, we just want to use these for the kingdom and for his glory. And that's just in a nutshell, because I know we have new people watching all the time. So I just wanted to briefly touch on, kind of our mission and what it is that we do.
Right. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm messing with some effects here, so I'm trying to figure this stuff out. But there it is. So if I hit that button, then it swipes over there.
He's such a techie. You're such a techie. It's really fun, though. It's fun.
How's it fun? All right.
So in the process of launching this ministry, so we have become we're a ministry department of ACT International based out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Whoa.
And boy, we love the folks there, and they are so supportive.
What does ACT stand for?
Artists in
Sandy?
Christian Testimony.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and they're an international group, and I think there's about 500 individual ministries all around the world represented.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite up to 5, but
No,
yeah, it's
it is
close.
at the start of the year.
Is it?
became
Wow,
500, yeah.
it's amazing. Oh,
Whoop. Oh, interference.
I got to get a new cable on.
Interference.
Turn that down. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
So yeah, and if there are people out there, if you're an artist or if you're whether it's
Whoa,
visual media or
that was loud. Sorry.
or if you're a recording artist or a Christian singer-songwriter and you're looking for an organization to partner with, ACT International is a great organization to do that.
Yeah.
So you can
off the screen now, so
Yeah.
that people saw that. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can go to ACT Internet. You just Google them and check them out. They're pretty awesome, pretty cool stuff.
They have a
And-
whole support network where they help support the mission of artists all around the world to spread the gospel. So very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So, and then the other thing, so we've been working on a website. So I think we touched on that at the beginning of the show. And then, right now I'm just really trying to work on this book. And believe it or not, this is my book. I'm holding my book
What? That's your book?
right here. It's real.
Oh my goodness!
It has pages in it.
Wow. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So just working on this. I'm on chapter 7 or 8 right now. And, it's quite a process putting something like this together. 5 years of research, deciphering the music from the Hebrew language, which I get from the Masoretic text. Maybe we could talk about that for a minute. Can you?
Did we talk about that in last episode? Oh, the first episode we did.
The original text.
Oh my goodness!
Where does this all come from?
Right. Where does it all come from?
Oh, wow. We have dramatic sound effects now.
All right. So
He has surprises up his sleeve. I can tell.
Yep, and there's that sound again.
Uh-oh.
I got to get a new cable. This
Uh-oh.
cable's bad.
Bad cables, bad cables.
All right, don't do that anymore.
Okay. It'd be cool to know who's with us. Who's out there right now?
Well, we should probably play some music then. Why don't you play? So how do we describe? Do you want me to talk about the
Yeah.
music of the Bible or Masoretic texts?
Both.
Oh, geez,
Just
both.
briefly. Just briefly.
I don't know. Right. So, the Bible was written many centuries, millennium ago. And, there's some speculation about who wrote what, but the truth is that it is a pretty amazing book when you get deep down into the whole language of it. People can argue about who wrote what book. And, the tradition is that Moses wrote the first 5 books. Job was the first book ever written. And then you have the prophets and the history and, Chronicles and Kings and so forth. Then you have the major prophets and the minor prophets, right? All that cool stuff. And, what's cool is, you went on this crazy journey about trying to learn more about Hebrew. You took Hebrew classes and Hebrew speaking lessons and to learn it. And you found out some amazing things about it. It's a multi-dimensional language.
Mm-hmm.
Multifaceted might be a better word.
Mm-hmm.
In that it's about not only the letter. When you look at the Hebrew alphabet, it's not only the letter, but it's also the symbol. It's also the symbolic meaning, and it's also a number.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to give out. I don't know how much we give out because your book is still got to come out. But we found out that some of these numbers add up to certain numeric values. And when you look at those numeric values, they do something pretty fascinating. They make music.
Absolutely.
How's that possible? Well, did you know that music is just a number? Did you know a note? When you listen to a note, I'm playing something right there.
Yeah. Because
Sorry guys, I went blank there for a second. My switcher here, I might keep it on here. So, by the way, too, most of the podcast we do is audio, but we also have a video portion that we throw up on, of course, Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
But if you subscribe to our podcast, which you can now, if you go to sandipadilla.com/podcast,
Oh my goodness.
you can subscribe
How exciting.
to our podcast. But that note right there, I'm gonna play a note for you. Let's play. Oh, here's a good one. Let's play this one. Oh, it doesn't go down that low. Never mind. Actually, this one. Okay, that note right there, that is an A. Right? Key of A. Oh, it's so pretty.
Sounds like a harp.
It is a harp sound. Sorry, I just had a
I
harp
like
sound.
that.
All right, so the harp there is playing an A, and that A right there, actually about right there, is 440 hertz. And what's a hertz? A hertz is just a cycle. A cycle is a oscillation that goes from 0 and then down to its height and then down to its lowest point till it gets back to 0 again. And that's called a cycle, basically an entire cycle from start to beginning. One cycle per second, you wouldn't even be able to hear because humans can't even hear that
Too
low.
Mm-hmm.
Humans start to hear it about 20 cycles per second.
Okay.
But even that's really low. A lot of people can't even distinguish that. But if you keep raising it so many cycles per second, eventually you're going to get to the point where it's 440 cycles per second. And there it is. That is 440 waves per second. That makes that sound.
And it's pushing against air.
Pushing
Molecules
air.
are pushed.
This would not be possible if it were not for, now this is digital. I'm not going to go there. Okay. But it would not be possible if it were not for oxygen and atmosphere. Because you go out in space, there's no molecules, no air molecules, no oxygen molecules, hydrogen molecules that can form a sound.
Right.
That's why they call it space is a vacuum. You wouldn't hear it. It needs to push air. So when it pushes that cycle, that 440, it's actually pushing the molecules in the air 440 times a second. Well, now it's interesting that in the Bible there's numbers, and so Sandy had this crazy idea. What if the numbers in the Bible, the numbers of the letters, are frequencies, and what if those frequencies are notes? And so that's what you have, and that's what you're working on.
Right.
So that's the project we're working on. That's the book that you're working on is going to tell all the book that you're coming out.
I am going to describe that process.
The whole process. And this is what's cool about what you're doing as opposed to what I've seen other people do with this kind of stuff. You'll see people out there that say, hey, I've got the music of God, or I've figured out the secret sauce to living. And then they don't tell you anything about it, and they want you to, give them a certain amount of money, and they're going to let you know what they're up to. But that's not the case here. Sorry, I'm still playing with my switcher. It's really messed up here. It's not doing what I want it to do. Your book that you're working on is going to tell everyone how to do. They can do this on their own.
They're going to find out what it is. They're going to find the science behind it, the benefits and the healing properties of the frequencies, and also how to do it themselves.
Right.
So it's going to be,
So why don't you play something?
well, I want to read a story first.
Okay, you can read a story. then.
Can I
Fine.
read you guys a story?
Read a story.
So I just wanted to read a quick story from my book.
Do you wanna
Just
play music for the story?
well, it's kind of it's no. A lot more spacious sounding. It's like spacey sounding. Okay. Real spacious. I told you everything is Star Wars with him. Okay. You'll see the connection here in a minute. This little section of this chapter is called When the Morning Stars Sang. You can play something behind it.
Are you serious?
You have to change the sounds, though.
I gotta change the sounds. Okay, well, fine. Keep playing. Keep talking. I'll change the sound.
You can't just, oh, you have to go to the computer to change it. Okay. Okay, When the Morning Stars Sang. This is just a short little story from one of my chapters here. I've always been mesmerized by the stars because growing up, my dad, Wayne, was an aerospace engineer. So it made perfect sense that he would get out his telescope in the evening and lift me up to his waist. I remember peering into the eyepiece and gazing upward into space. Again, Daddy, again, I'd plead as I'd ask for one more glimpse of the celestial beauty so close and yet so far away. Looking at the planets and stars sparkle and twinkle in the darkness of our backyard completely captivated me. I even think I told my kindergarten teacher that I wanted to be an astronaut when I grew up. The craters that made giant shadows on the moon fascinated me. But one of the biggest highlights was being awakened early on the morning of July 20th, 1969, to watch the astronauts land on the moon for the first time. Looking at the image on our black and white TV set, I remember hearing the voices of the astronauts' profound words broadcast back to Earth. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Wow, I heard my dad say. The universe our God created is amazing, as his eyes welled up with tears. And you know, thinking back on it, Neil Armstrong left his footprints on the moon, but my dad's words left a deep spiritual impression upon my heart. While I've been looking up at the dazzling sight of the heavens ever since, I am not the only one. In the 16th century, Samuel Archivolti, he lived from 1515 to 1611. He was an Italian grammarian and poet, and he was also a stargazer. In the poem Miyom Asher Haya, and that in Hebrew means from the day when, he described creation from the harmonious humming of the orbiting planets. Archivolti believed that each planet emitted a unique frequency or tone determined by its revolution, and that when these heavenly tones converged, it created perfect polyphony. Johannes Kepler theorized in the 1600s that the universe, quote, must obey some deep geometric harmony in its mathematical ratios by using symmetry and geometry. These theories were based in knowledge passed down by ancient philosophers and mathematicians like Pythagoras. And in his theory of the musical universe, numeric proportions that were observed in celestial bodies translated into frequencies based on their orbital spheres. He said, "There is geometry in the humming of the strings. There is music in the spacing of the spheres." What the ancient philosophers and mathematicians theorized has now become scientific fact. Over the past 2 decades, NASA has recorded the frequencies or songs that each of the planets in our solar system sing. Quote, "The sun is playing a secret melody, hidden inside itself, slowly and rhythmically, like the regular rise and fall of tides in a bay or a beating heart." Unquote. The words from the book of Job 38, verse 7, suddenly spring to life. While the morning stars sang together during creation, all the angels shouted for joy. There you go. That's one of my stories. I have these great memories of looking up at the heavens and just being in awe of God's creation. And just to think that the ancients looked up and they said, there has to be music. This is a symphony playing. And now that scientists have looked at string theory and some of the, one of my favorite books is, some of my favorite books are actually by physicists, so I'm kind of a geek that way. But anyway, more of this will be in my book. Even Stephen Hawking and people like that just really capture the essence of what I'm talking about, is that everything is in vibration. The sound of God's voice, the way he created everything, the way his voice, it says he hovered over the waters. It says the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the deep. And right from Genesis, we see those frequencies happening. And that just really excites me that we have the body of evidence that we can actually hear that now. You can actually go onto YouTube and look up the frequencies of the planets, and you can hear their frequencies. Each one has a unique frequency and a sine wave.
Right. I think, isn't Jupiter A? Is Jupiter A?
I think we found out that Jupiter is A.
So
yes,
this sound right here.
Right. So it's amazing.
Is what Jupiter puts out.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
And just that the sun flutters and hums.
So we promised some people that we're going to play some music live.
Live.
So you probably need to jump on there and play something.
Do I have to jump? How high do I have to jump, honey?
I don't know. I don't have a camera over there, so I don't know. Let's see what happens here. But yeah, if you can. Oh, you all right there?
I took everything down this week, so.
All right, so Sandi is going to play some music for us. What do you think you're going to try to do here? I think you should play something from the new album.
Sure.
What could you do? Which one? So we are working on this a new album, and it's
Do you want to? You mean play it to the track?
No. We need to do it live. We're gonna do it live. Do it live. We're going to do it live.
I really don't want to do that.
Well, just play something then. No, just play something. She's nervous. She's never played in front of people before.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's true. So what do you think?
Is this mic on or no?
Yeah. Oh, well, let me see. Not yet. Okay, right now it is.
Test 1, 2. Probably stum.
Sorry, I got effects on that mic right there. Is the piano on, by the way? We haven't even checked. Was the piano on? Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, we left it on. We never turned anything off here in the studio. So
Probably A minor.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do some mixing before I join in. So for those
Probably play Willow.
Okay, so for those of you that are just listening and not watching, Sandi is playing a hammered dulcimer and piano at the same time. A little talent hers. And
Can the dulcimer come up a little bit?
yeah, sure. And she can sing too. But who knows if she will? That'll be on. That's actually one of the kind of. I mean, that's not even one of the main songs, but that is going to be
It's
on
one
the
of my
album.
instrumentals called Willow.
Sorry, I got the effects still on. I have to mute them when you talk. Here we go. There we go. Now you're muted.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's going to be on one of the forthcoming album, Healing Frequencies, that is coming out in hopefully this summer. What are you playing, Sandy? What is that?
That's for me to know and other people to find out.
Oh my goodness. Isn't she terrible?
I know.
Should I play a song from our coming album? Let's go out. Let's just go out. We've been talking for like 45 minutes. And so let's go out on a song that we've been working on.
No, we have not been working on it. Wow. You're really... Okay, just so you guys know, Steve really likes Japanese anime music. So, oh, he's singing it now.
CT.
Wow, we've gone to new levels on Japanese anime music.
I'm sorry. I know I watch too much. I watch too much Japanese
Oh my goodness.
anime. What is that?
What is Steve doing now? This
Yes.
is my little
That's our hamster.
hamster that Steve got me for Valentine's Day.
Right.
Anyway, hey,
Yeah.
thanks you guys for
I
joining
watch
us
too much
tonight.
anime. I know.
So, I'm going to start streaming live music more frequently, so be sure to tune in. I've also started I reached my friend limit on Facebook. So
Friend, you reached your limit.
I don't know
She's-
how it
don't-
happened.
She cannot take any more friends, people. She has reached her limit.
I'm done. No, I'm just kidding.
So done with friends.
So I created another
Who
page.
needs people? You finally come to the dark side. Welcome. Who needs people? We don't need any people.
All right, you're interrupting a little bit.
Oh, my
You're
goodness.
so funny. So I created a Facebook page so that people can hear what I'm doing, hear the music. So the purpose of this music is to bring relaxation, peace, and healing into people's lives. God has used this music to heal our lives, and so we're making it available streaming over the internet. And if you need prayer, we'd love to hear from you. I have a prayer wall in my office, and I post those things up. So if you're going in for any kind of doctor's appointments or surgeries, anything like that, I want to pray for you. We want to lift you before the
That's
Lord.
true.
Before Jehovah Rapha. He's our healer. And so please stay in touch with us. Sign up for our newsletter. We're going to have some e-newsletters coming out soon. Just when we officially launch the website, which
What do you mean officially?
Well-
I mean, you can go there right now.
No, I know, but it's not done yet.
I mean, it's not done. When is it ever done?
It's not done yet.
Oh, my
See?
goodness.
So, the chipmunk says. So,
SandyPadilla.com. I'm going there right now. There it is.
yeah, and I
Looks pretty done to
do
me.
have watercolor paintings. So my watercolor paintings are gonna be actually for sale.
There's a
Anything
podcast.
that you purchase from the website goes directly to help our ministry, helps fund our
All
ministry.
right, so let's do the pitch. All right, so we've been talking for almost an hour, and we have not even mentioned that we need money. All right, so we are working
we need
on
partners. What we really need are partners that partner with us. And one of the ways they can do that is to give.
Yes.
But we
Yes.
also need people that will pray for us and just be
We
part
ju-
of our team.
Just, our expenses per year just to keep doing what we do. But we have a project coming out, and we're paying musicians, and we have to eventually, we're doing this on a pretty low budget. I'd be pretty impressed to see who could turn this out on as little as we're spending. The quality of what we're doing is, I love it. I think we're doing a great job, and don't mean to sound arrogant and all, but I think it sounds pretty good. But we do need some help, and so we're looking for partnership. We're looking for people that want to partner up with us and do this. Help us get this project done. It's real simple. All you have to do is just go to pureworshipministries.org and hit that big donate button. We are a nonprofit. We're a nonprofit. That means everything you give to us is tax deductible. Isn't that pretty cool? And I want to see if I can play. have it here somewhere. I think I have it here. I just wanted to play one little thing so people can just see the quality of what we're doing here. But I have to find it first. Here? Mix 4. I think we're at a different mix now. What mix of?
I think 4 was the last mix we had.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Or the last bounce down.
Is that one?
Mm-hmm.
So so we'll go out on this. So go to pureworshipministries.org. Help us finish this project. We need your help. We need those Sandi lovers and followers that like Sandi so much because she makes music like this that makes all better. So
thanks for tuning in, you guys, and please remember we love you and appreciate you, and we want to stay in touch.
Yep. Yeah, like us on Facebook at Sandi C. Padilla.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is?
My new page, yeah.
Probably look, huh? Too funny. So if you go to, yes, just search up Sandi Padilla on Facebook and you'll see at Sandi C. Padilla. And that is her page, and you can like that page and you can find out everything that's going on. And this project is going to come out and it's going to be awesome. And this is just one of, we're probably going to have this is not going to be like a 10-song album. We're probably going to have like 15, 16, maybe even 17 songs on one CD. It's going to be pretty amazing. So looking forward to that. And so we'll just
right.
send you out
Thanks,
on
you
this
guys.
song. Thanks for being
Have a
with
great
us.
weekend. Shabbat Shalom.
Yep.
And we will see you guys soon.